Welcome to the Bible Quiz and Trivia channel. Today, we're diving into the mysteries and wonders of the Old Testament with 30 of the toughest questions you might have never encountered. Hit the subscribe button and like this video to support our content. After the quiz, share your score in the comments. We love seeing how well you do. Are you ready? Let's get started. Question 1. What is the first word in the book of Genesis? A. Created. B. Beginning. C. God. D. In. Answer D. In. Explanation. The book of Genesis starts with in the beginning. Genesis 1-1, introducing the creation narrative where God creates the heavens and the earth. Question 2. Who was the oldest person recorded in the Bible and how old was he? A. Noah. B. Adam. C. Methuselah. D. Enoch. Answer C. Methuselah. Explanation. Methuselah is recorded as the oldest person in the Bible, living to the age of 969 years. Genesis 5:27. Question 3. What was the sign of the covenant between Noah and God? A. A dove. B. A rainbow. C. A star. D. Fire. Answer B. A rainbow. Explanation. God set a rainbow in the sky as the sign of his covenant with Noah and all living creatures that he would never again flood the whole earth. Genesis 9:13. Question 4. How many sons did Jacob have? A. 10. B. 12. C. 14. D. 8. Answer B. 12. Explanation. Jacob had 12 sons, who are the patriarchs of the 12 tribes of Israel. Genesis 35:22-26. Question 5. Who was the only female judge mentioned in the Bible? A. Deborah. B. Ruth. C. Esther. D. Sarah. Answer A. Deborah. Explanation. Deborah was a prophetess and the only female judge of Israel. Her story is found in Judges 4-5, where she leads Israel to military victory alongside Barak. Question 6. What foreign queen came to test King Solomon with hard questions? A. Queen of Sheba. B. Queen of Egypt. C. Queen Vashti. D. Queen Jezebel. Answer A. Queen of Sheba. Explanation. The Queen of Sheba visited King Solomon to test his wisdom with difficult questions, impressed his answers and the prosperity of his kingdom. 1 Kings 10-110. Question 7. Which two people in the Old Testament did not experience physical death? A. Enoch and Elijah. B. Moses and Aaron. C. David and Solomon. D. Adam and Eve. Answer A. Enoch and Elijah. Explanation. Enoch, Genesis 5:24, and Elijah, 2 Kings 2:11, did not die, but were taken by God, Enoch being translated and Elijah taken up by a whirlwind. Question 8. What is the meaning of the name Methuselah? A. Man of the dart. B. Man of the sword. C. His death shall bring he who lives long. Answer C. His death shall bring. Explanation. Methuselah's name is often interpreted as his death shall bring, referring to the belief that his death would coincide with the onset of the flood described in Genesis. Question 9. Who was Moses' father-in-law? A. Jethro. B. Laban. C. Pharaoh. D. Balaam. Answer: A. Jethro. Explanation: Jethro, also known as Reuel, was Moses' father-in-law, the priest of Midian, and provided Moses sanctuary after he fled Egypt. Exodus 3-1. Question 10. What were the Urim and Thummim used for? A. To make offerings. B. For divination. C. To designate holy places. And D. To write laws. Answer: B. For divination. Explanation: the Urim and Thummim were used by the high priest to discern God's will in some narratives of the Old Testament, particularly in decision-making. Exodus 28:30. Question 11. What was the first plague that God sent to Egypt? A. Locusts. B. Frogs. C. Water turned to blood. D. Darkness. Answer: C. Water turned to blood. Explanation: the first plague in Egypt was turning the Nile River and all water sources into blood, a direct challenge to the Egyptian gods and Pharaoh's authority. Exodus 7:14-24. Question 12. What material was the Tower of Babel primarily built from? A. Stone. B. Wood. C. Clay. D. Brick. Answer: D. Brick. Explanation: the Tower of Babel was built using brick for stone and bitumen for mortar, showing the ingenuity and collaboration of people to build a city and a tower reaching to the heavens. Genesis 11-3-4. Question 13. Who was sold into slavery by his brothers? A. Joseph. B. Samuel. C. Isaac. D. Daniel. Answer: A. Joseph. Explanation: Joseph was sold into slavery by his own brothers, who were jealous of him, setting the stage for his rise to power in Egypt. Genesis 37:28. Question 14. Which book of the Old Testament is a collection of love poems? A. Psalms. B. Proverbs. C. Psalm of Solomon. D. Lamentations. Answer: C. Psalm of Solomon. Explanation: the Psalm of Solomon, also known as Psalm of Songs, is a collection of poetic dialogues and monologues celebrating romantic love, traditionally attributed to Solomon. Question 15. What prophet was swallowed by a great fish? A. Jonah. B. Hosea. C. Amos. D. Micah. Answer: A. Jonah. Explanation: Jonah was swallowed by a great fish after he attempted to flee from God's command to preach to Nineveh. He spent 3 days and nights in the belly of the fish before being vomited out. Jonah 1:17. Question 16. Which biblical figure had his hair cut off by Delilah? A. David. B. Samson. C. Solomon. D. Absalom. Answer: B. Samson. Explanation: Judges 16:19 recounts how Delilah cut off Samson's hair, leading to the loss of his Nazarite strength, which was pivotal in his downfall by the Philistines. Question 17. What was the main diet of John the Baptist? A. Fish and bread. B. Locusts and wild honey. C. Vegetables and water. D. Milk and honey. Answer: B. Locusts and wild honey. Explanation: Matthew 3-4 describes John the Baptist's diet in the wilderness as locusts and wild honey, symbolizing his ascetic lifestyle. Question 18. In what book is the story of the talking donkey? A. Genesis. B. Exodus. C. Numbers. D. Joshua. Answer. C. Numbers. Explanation. Numbers 22, 28, 30 features the story of Balaam's donkey, who is given the ability to speak to rebuke the prophet Balaam, a unique narrative that highlights divine intervention. Question 19. Who are the three friends of Daniel who were thrown into the fiery furnace? A. Meshach, Abednego, and Belteshazzar. B. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. C. Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. D. Daniel, Hananiah, and Mishael. Answer B. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Explanation. Daniel 3 recounts how Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, friends of Daniel, were thrown into a fiery furnace for refusing to worship Nebuchadnezzar's golden image, but were miraculously unharmed. D. Question 20. What is the shortest book in the Old Testament? A. Obadiah. B. Jonah. C. Haggai. D. Nahum. Answer. A. Obadiah. Explanation. The book of Obadiah, with only one chapter consisting of 21 verses, is the shortest book in the Old Testament, focusing on the judgment of Edom. Question 21. Who did God instruct to build an ark? A. Moses. B. Noah. C. Abraham. D. Joshua. Answer. B. Noah. Explanation. Genesis 6:14-16 records God's instructions to Noah to build an ark to save his family and representatives of all living creatures from the flood. Question 22. What was King David's occupation before he became king? A. Shepherd. B. Carpenter. C. Soldier. D. Scribe. Answer. A. Shepherd. Explanation. 1 Samuel 16, 11, 19 depicts David as a shepherd boy who was anointed by Samuel to be the next king of Israel, underscoring his humble beginnings and leadership qualities. Question 23. In which battle was the sun set to stand still? A. Battle of Jericho. B. Battle of Gibeon. C. Battle of Ai. D. Battle of Megiddo. Answer. B. Battle of Gibeon. Explanation. Joshua 10, 12, 14 describes the miraculous event during the Battle of Gibeon, where Joshua prayed and the sun stood still to allow the Israelites more time to achieve victory. Question 24. Who anointed Saul as king of Israel? A. Samuel. B. Nathan. C. Eli. D. David. Answer. A. Samuel. Explanation. 1 Samuel 10:1 details how the prophet Samuel anointed Saul as the first king of Israel, marking a significant transition in Israelite governance. Question 25. What is the significance of the number 40 in the Old Testament? A. It signifies judgment. B. It represents destruction. C. It symbolizes transition or change. D. It denotes peace. Answer C. It symbolizes transition or change. Explanation. The number 40 often appears in contexts of testing, transition, or change, such as the Israelites wandering for 40 years in the wilderness or Moses spending 40 days on Mount Sinai. Question 26. Who replaced Moses as the leader of Israel? A. Aaron. B. Joshua. C. Caleb. D. Eliezer. Answer B. Joshua. Explanation. Deuteronomy 34-9 states that Joshua, son of Nun, was full of the spirit of wisdom because Moses had laid his hands on him, making him the leader to bring the Israelites into the promised land. Question 27. What was the main accusation against Queen Jezebel? A. Adultery. B. Idolatry. C. Theft. D. Murder. Answer B. Idolatry. Explanation. Queen Jezebel was notorious for promoting the worship of Baal and persecuting the prophets of Yahweh, leading to significant conflict and her eventual downfall. 1 Kings 18-21. Question 28. Who wrote the majority of the Psalms? A. Solomon. B. Asaph. C. David. D. Moses. Answer C. David. Explanation. While not all Psalms are attributed to him, David is traditionally credited with writing many of the Psalms, reflecting his deep spirituality and complex life experiences. Question 29. Which prophet challenged the prophets of Baal on Mount Carmel? A. Elijah. B. Elisha. C. Isaiah. D. Jeremiah. Answer A. Elijah. Explanation. 1 Kings 18:21-39 recounts how Elijah challenged the prophets of Baal to demonstrate whose God was true, resulting in a dramatic display of Yahweh's power. Question 30. How many chapters are in the book of Psalms? A. 150. B. 120. C. 100. D. 175. Answer A. 150. Explanation. The book of Psalms contains 150 chapters, making it the longest book in the Bible, filled with songs, prayers, and poems that address a wide range of human emotions.